Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Cranky Pundit podcast. I'm your host, Mike Morgan, the Cranky Pundit. It's a Monday, guys, so you know what that means. It's a weekend review, and what a weekend we have to review. Hello to everybody on YouTube that's watching me. If you're not watching me, I'm going to leave the link at the end of this episode so you can like and subscribe, and thanks to everybody who has already. Guys, I am so excited to review. There were so many opportunities not taken this weekend. Do you know? A lot of people like Man City, Arsenal, Liverpool, everybody dropping points, and Newcastle, and a lot of opportunities not taken. So we've lots to go through. Also on a Monday, guys, we give out our GOAT and GOMI of the week. If you're new to this channel, a GOAT is self-explanatory, the greatest of all time. Well, at least for that week only. And a GOMI, where I'm from, a GOMI is a fool. So take that home with you. Wherever you're from, called El Gomi. Call the next person you see if you're Spanish. Go El Gomi. See what your reaction. So we'll be picking our El Gomi and El Goat at the end of the episode. So have a think. Who is yours? Let's see if it matches up. And if you want to get in contact with me, message the Mike Morgan Instagram page or the Cranky Pundit Instagram page, and we will read out anything. And I actually have to do that as well. People have text in over the weekend, so I better read that out as well. So guys, I hope you had a great weekend. I had a great weekend. I did a gig Friday night in a place in Cork called the Firkin Crane. That's literally what's it called. Can you Firkin dig it? Great gig with Enya Martin. About 200 people. Great. It was actually unbelievable. Fair play to her. She's a dinger. Had a great time. Tried out some new jokes. Went down well. So yeah, very impressed. And we had a game. Well, we tried to have a game Sunday morning. Actually, my weekend was kind of ruined, to be honest with you. So I woke up, went to a game Sunday morning, and the game got abandoned because of someone abusing the referee. Someone from the other team abused the referee after 15 minutes, and the referee just drove home. After getting up. We need to stop abusing referees in Ireland, just in all sports. I went to a game Sunday morning, got up at 8:30, went down there, warm up, 10:30 kickoff, and the game was abandoned after 15 minutes for a referee, or from a guy abusing a referee. A guy just calling him a fat C word, all this kind of stuff. Your man already got a yellow card, kept going, your man gave him a red card, kept going, the referee just blew it up and told us all go the fuck home. Head wrecking, none of us are getting paid. We're all here just to keep ourselves alive a bit longer, that's the only reason you're here. We need to stop abusing referees. Just full stop. At any level. It's not cool anymore. It's cringe. We're actually running out of referees in this country, and I can see why. It's a joke. It's a joke. I was actually contacted by the AUL in Cork, and they said to me, if you know anybody in your area that wants to become a referee, please send them our way. We will pay for the training. We are very short. So it's not just a pipe dream. I remember when I was about a teenager, they used to say, no ref, no game. And I used to kind of, do you know what I mean? Go, of course there's going to be referees. There's actually not. I'm getting emails telling me that we're running out of them, that they'll take anybody at all, please, because we're running out of them. Guys, it's a joke. It's a joke. We need to stop. It's cringe. And I know anybody that's ever played with me and is listening to this is going, Mike, you are the moutiest man of all time. I don't personally abuse the referee. I might go, that's a shit call, ref. Something like that. And I need to stop that as well. Because at the end of the day, they're a human being. I know firsthand from being under pressure and, do you know what I mean, out of breath and all this, and you don't get a decision your way, and the moment is heated, you might shout a bit, you might let a bit off a bit of steam. That's different from what I experienced yesterday, and that's only a little segment from what I've experienced in my life at a soccer match with referees that I've played in. I've seen referees get spat at. I've seen referees chased out to the car park. I've seen them hit in the face by managers of even underage teams. I've seen it all, and I don't know why anybody in the right mind would become one, and that's really sad, because I soon am going to my legs won't work soon. I'm 30 years of age, and I really want to stay in soccer. If that means coaching, if that means watching my kids play, if that means anything but I really want to stay in it because it brings me so much happiness and joy into my life. Do you know? Not that I'm good at it. I'm not good at it anymore. I used to be when I was a young fella, but all that shit goes, right? I do it now just for my mental health and for my health, full stop. It's the only good thing I do for my body. I love it. Mentally, I'm a happier person when I play soccer, and I like making friends that way. Do you know, believe it or not, I know I'm talking into a camera and all that kind of stuff, but believe it or not, I'm actually like a weird enough dude. Probably, I could see why people would find me weird, like to talk. I do get anxious around people I wouldn't know, so it's a good place to go meet people, like, naturally with a football, because that's an easy way to talk to someone. Then you don't have to get shy or anything like that, like, because you both have a common like, all that will go basically if we don't start fucking treating referees right. But also, I think will I become a referee? Is that something I would like to do when my legs stop working and I just want to stay involved in the game? I would love to. I would honestly love to, but from what I've seen, it's not fucking worth the €70 that they get. It's not worth it, like. You know, you can go make €70 without getting personally abused or feel of fear or anything like that. So, sorry guys, that was a massive rant, but it just wrecked my weekend a small bit after. And you wouldn't mind, guys, we got a penalty. This all stemmed, right? Sorry, no dragging on, right? But this all stemmed. We got a penalty. I grabbed the ball, put it on the penalty spot. I won't point to the place just in case there's someone else in our league watching. I pointed to I was going to put it in my usual place, and all picked. I had my spot picked, and then your man was like, "How's that not a penalty, you fat and your man gave me a yellow card. You how can you ref? And kept on going, red card. I'm still waiting to take my penalty, like, the nerves are building now a small bit, like, and then he just blew up the whistle, like. So I'm also extra upset that I didn't get to score my penalty. I had a 66% chance of scoring. I've done a podcast on penalties, and that's what they tell you, 66%. If you hit the target, you have a 66% chance of scoring. It's actually gotten down in recent years because keepers have actually gotten better. Yeah. So, yeah, there you go. All right, guys, let's review the weekend, okay? So we'll start off. The first game was Friday night, Chelsea against Fulham. You can spend all the money you want, Chelsea. You can spend all the money. There's a way to do it right. Newcastle. Now, I know I was giving out about Saudi Arabian money, and I think we all are. Oil money, and no doubt Liverpool will have an oil owner soon enough, or owns a country, an Arabian country, or in the Middle East somewhere, and I'll be delighted because we'll get Mbappe or something like that. But all in all, there's a right way to do it and a wrong way to do it, and Chelsea are doing it so wrong. Like, you can't, like, they're giving out 10-year deals. Does anything stop any bit of motivation than a 10-year deal? If someone gave me a 10-year deal, I would stop working immediately. I literally have it in writing that you have to pay me for 10 years no matter what I do. You're giving me a 10-year contract. I am going to do the bare minimum. That is not me. That is human nature. That is just human nature. If you're guaranteed something, even if you work hard or not hard, you're going to get the same. I know there's bonuses and all that kind of stuff, but if you're guaranteed the majority of the same, you're not going to work hard. Sure, it's guaranteed. Why am I going to work hard? It's given. It's going to be given to me anyway. Do you know? So I think it's actually a shit financial structure, transfer strategy that they have going on, in my opinion. I think it's going to fall flat on its face. I thought when Abramovich this would all stop. It's actually like Abramovich on acid. They've like trebled down on how much money they used to spend, like, you know. But anyway, that, like, I'm not just saying it about the game against Fulham because they had 5 new players and they take time to gel. I'm not just saying it about that. I just mean, I've always not liked Chelsea, and I mean this not from a soccer point of view, but from a guy who loves sports and a guy that loves competition. That this is just bullshit, like. And we're all there as fans. Without fans, there's no football, and we stopped the Super League and all this kind of stuff. Can we get rid of this shit? Can we put a stop to this bullshit, like? Whatever about oil money, and like Newcastle are doing it right. There's a way to do it, but financial fair play just exists for the teams that can't afford to buy people out. Simple as. Why, as much as I don't like Everton, why are Everton in financial fair play crisis? And Man City, Man United, like, Man United haven't qualified and won nothing for years, like, and they still can spend 200. Well, do you know what? I take it back by Man United because they sell jerseys and stuff like that. Man City don't sell jerseys. I went online for the Tottenham game that they had at home a few weeks ago, right? So Man City were playing Tottenham at the Etihad. I went online an hour before kickoff, and you could buy 7 tickets next to each other before the game. 7 tickets, an hour before kickoff. You could buy 7 tickets next to each other for a big game against Tottenham at Man City Stadium. Can you imagine? I know any Liverpool or Man United supporter out there that has ever tried to get tickets for their kids to go with them. They know how much of a nightmare it is. It's a disaster. So I'm going to coax my kids to support Man City because I can bring them over and back the same day. 200 quid all in. Like, if you're going to Liverpool, you're talking a G. Like, you are talking a G all in. Like, you're talking minimum a G. Like I literally, flights were 50 quid, over and back the same day, and tickets were 40 euros or something. Like, fucking it, for Man City, like, that's a joke. That's a joke. So, yeah. Anyway, Chelsea, joke thing, spent all the money. Do you know, actually, if they didn't spend 600 million, right, if their boss didn't spend 600 million and instead use that money to buy Newcastle, they would then be able to buy the stadium rights, buy Newcastle the club, buy every player that Newcastle have signed and all their wages, and still have like 150 million left over. I think it's something like that. So there you go. There's the right way and the wrong way. And yeah, it makes you actually kind of like Newcastle a bit more. Like, I think, I'm really liking them at the moment. So the half-12 game on Saturday was Everton against Arsenal. Fair play, Everton. There is something about the half-12 game. There is a red card. There's a own goal. There's an upset. There's constant things happening at a half-12 game. I've been saying it for years. There's something in the air. There's always something in the air at a half-12 game. Something mad's going to happen. A referee decision, a VAR decision wrong. Something came out of the crowd. The kick-off delayed. Something's going to happen at half-12. I'm always saying that. But something did happen at half-12 this week. Everton beat Arsenal. Fair play. And I actually overheard a buddy of mine that I play with in the dressing room there yesterday. He's an Arsenal fan. And he was saying, the last thing you want is half-12 kickoff against Everton, Goodison Park, and they have a new manager. That is a recipe for disaster. And you know what? He's dead right. He's dead. It's 100% a disaster. It actually is a disaster. So I actually kind of seen it coming before the game. I actually did, even though, like, people, you would be surprised by the result if you've seen it. But yeah, there was something in the air about that game. James Tarkowski scored the header, and 1-0 Sean Dyche after a great start. I love Sean Dyche. But I am worried about his voice. I think the whole world is worried about Sean Dyche's voice. Like, the pressure he's going to go through at Everton and his voice. He's going to need a machine to talk. He's got, play down the wings. Dwight McNeil, cross the ball in, error. Like, that's if the machine breaks. But still, he's going to need one of these things. Great game, wasn't it? Oh, great game for the fans. I'm delighted that we stayed up. One of these things, like, he's going to need it. I worry about his voice, Sean. Please take care of it. Get it, like, what's good? A lozenges? What's good for your throat? Take one of them anyway, and you'll be alright, Shawnee boy. I can see him in 2 years' time talking with a machine, and I don't mean that in a bad way. I just mean his voice so croaky, says yes, oh. Like, you can't talk like that for a couple of years and not get away with it. Do you know? Like, he sounds like he smokes 180 major a day. You know, and there's no major smokers anymore. No one smokes major anymore. They're all dead. So what are the games? Oh yeah, that was the half-12 game. Sean Dyche off to a great start, and it's the first time I've seen Arsenal shaky, and it's all about the response. Anytime a team wins, Alex Ferguson always says it's about the response after a defeat. So go on away and win your next one 4-0 Arsenal, and show us that was only a blip, only a little pothole on the road to success. Lots of more games then. There was a lot more 3 o'clock kickoffs. So we had Aston Villa 2, Leicester 4. Ollie Watkins with the goal. He also helped in an own goal for his team. And Maddison, Iheanacho, Tete and Pratt scored for Leicester to make it 4-2. Aston Villa are actually my new most hated team in the league. I don't like them. I'm always going on about Tyrone Mings in this podcast. I actually don't like Ollie Watkins. I don't like Luca Digne. I actually don't like him. Just their faces, man. There's something about Bailey. I don't like Leon Bailey. There's just a lot of them I don't like. And I know I'm a Liverpool fan, and you're like, oh my God, Mike, it's just because they weren't good to Stevie or Stevie was shit with them. No, it's the way they acted after. They're like, we're Villa, we deserve better. No, you don't fucking deserve better. Like, what? I've literally been alive for 30 years, and all you've been is a shit club, bar the 2 years Martin O'Neill had you, and the time Dion Dublin or Dwight York played for you back in the 90s. So you'd like 2 good seasons in the 30 years I've been alive, right? And you think you deserve better? Other than that, then you've been relegated twice, is it? Come up and down, shitty players like fucking Lescott and Micah Richards playing centre-back. Shit team, like. That's what I remember. So I don't know where all this is. We deserve better. You won a Champions League back when my grandfather was a little boy playing with a stick and a hula hoop out his back garden. Like, that, like, do you know what I mean? Who brings that up? me. Anyway. Another game then, Brentford 3, Southampton 0. Southampton in a huge bit of crisis. Brentford with the 3 goals. Ben Mee scored in the 41st minute. Mbuenu scored in the 44th. And a guy who's on shit hot form, and I actually really like him, Matthias Jensen, scored in the 80th minute. A very tidy goal. And everyone's doing this celebration now. What's this? Why is it? What's this celebration? Can someone explain this celebration? What's this? Like, I think it's so cringe how footballers can't be original. Like, one player does this, and they do this. If Ronaldo does this, 10 other players. Will you think up of your own thing? Think up of your own thing. You're literally, you're off from 12 o'clock. You 14 hours off every day, and you're doing nothing. No one expects nothing from you. Will you think up of a celebration for yourself? Like, what are you doing, like? Rashford started it, is it? Maybe someone else started it. And now, over the weekend, I've seen 14 players do this. Point to their mental health or something like. I don't know what it means, but I'm not just saying about that celebration. I'm on about all celebrations. Get your own, boy. Just get your own celebration. Southampton again, rock bottom, bit of a crisis right now. Southampton, right, have, like, people be wondering why Southampton are going down this year, right? There's a reason Southampton are going down this year. They have sold, since Southampton have come up, they have sold, I think it is 507 million worth of players. Here are some of the players that Southampton have sold since they came into the Premier League in 2012-2013, okay? Callum Chambers, 20 million. Dejan Lovren, 25 million. Adam Lallana, 31 million. Shaw, 38 million. Nathaniel Klein, 18 million. Schneiderlin, 35 million. Wanyama, 15. Graziano Pelle, 15. Mane, 41. J. Rodriguez, 13.7 million. Van Dijk, 84 million. Tadic, 13 million. Matt Target, 15 million. Højbjerg, 17 million. Vestergaard, 17 million. Danny Ings, 30 million. There's a reason they're going down, guys. There's a reason, like, you know. And that's not even all the players. There was way more players on the list with between 5 and 12 million, but I just named the players that might, you know what I mean, that are worth mentioning. But in all, 507 million they have sold. $500 million worth of players that they have bought for either nothing, homegrown, or signed for a very small fee. So, don't worry about Southampton. If they go down, parachute payments, all that, and they've $500 million that they've earned themselves, saved up in the background. But then again, I wouldn't like to support a club like Southampton if that's the case. Like, we have all these players and you don't want to invest that money back in. You don't want to. We can't hold on to players. There's a lot of reasons. Like, I like Southampton, but I don't know, could I support a club like that has a ceiling, and the ceiling isn't number 1. The ceiling is 10th. The ceiling is 6th, and let's try get rid of all our assets. I couldn't be a fan of that. Next game anyway, another 3 o'clock kickoff. Man United 2, Crystal Palace 1. Man United are doing amazing right now. And I'm a Liverpool fan. They're doing absolute. Casemiro got sent off last week, right? There's 15 minutes left, 2-0 down. Crystal Palace are dangerous. In the last 5 years, he would not have won that game. 100% you would not have won that game. There's a bit of steel. Ten Hag, I wrote you off at the start. I hate United, but I'm just going to call a spade a spade. You're looking good now, boys. You're looking very good. And to all the United fans, best of luck to you. Do you know what I mean? Best of luck to you. Why can't we both be just good at the same time? Why can't Man United and Liverpool just be good at the same time? Why does always one of us have to be shit and the other fella just pointing down at him all the time? You're a useless kid. You got bet 3-0 by Wolves. We got bet this week. Moves me swiftly on to my next game. Actually, sorry. Bruno Fernandes scored the penalty, and Rashford, who's in great form as well, has to be said. I don't want to skip over all the Man United stuff. Man United, Marcus Rashford. I always liked you, dude. I said this last week, and you're in flying form. Keep it going. Keep it going. Well, you know, at some other club maybe. Maybe go to PSG and then keep it going. Jeffrey Schlupp got a cancellation, but Man United have all 3 points. Casemiro with a red card over a kerfuffle with Hughes. Hughes needs to go on holiday or else never go on holiday. Is he allergic to the sun? Like, I'm a freckly, pasty man, but that Will Hughes, man, he can't play 3 o'clock kickoffs. He needs to wait till the sun goes down, boy. Anyway. Yeah, Liverpool lost 3-0 to Wolves. It's a joke. It's a joke at the moment, guys, what we're going through. It's like a nightmare. I actually can't believe what I'm watching. You know, I actually can't believe it. you know? And I actually don't have the vocabulary to express anymore. I feel something deeper than that, but I don't have the vocabulary to say it. We're dog shit. We're fucking dog shit. We're absolute dog shit. And you know what? Going on about unlikable players, I gave Keita a bad doing now the last day, like, you know. But lads, yeah, and I've been trying to defend Darwin Núñez. Darwin Núñez had plenty of chances to score the last day. Put away the fucking chances, man. Like that third goal, whatever. Like we actually played well from the 30th minute to the 66th minute. We played very well and should have got at least 1 or 2 goals if Darwin Núñez was good. Again, and as well, Jory is out on Gakpo as well. The jury is out on Gakpo. What have we signed here, lads? A 6'4" winger. That don't sound good. That don't sound fucking good, like. Do you know? Who have we signed? Yarmolenko. Is that what we've signed? Gakpo is just Yarmolenko, a 6'4" winger. That's what we've just signed, is it? Ah, man. I hope not. I hope not. Like, I hope he's good. I hope I'm wrong. Maybe the emotion's just getting the better of me, like. But, lad, we're shizer. Klopp is 5-1 to be sacked. Jurgen Klopp is 5-1 to be sacked. Are Liverpool fans? If you're Klopp out, where are you out? Like, you need to stop supporting Liverpool if you're Klopp out. Like, he's the most important asset at our club. Klopp is more important than Salah, than Mane ever was, Van Dijk, Alisson, any of these things. He's the guy that makes all these things happen. Like, I don't even think they're fans. It must be Man United fans in disguise just commenting on stuff. But if you're Jurgen Klopp out, stop supporting. You just don't support Liverpool then. I know we're in a bad way, but like, sure, you never walk alone. That's the motto. Like, don't be throwing him into the leaving him alone in the trenches, taking grenades for us. Like, do you know? But yeah. Sad times when we were 2 kicks of a ball away from winning everything last year, and look at us now. Do you know? Newcastle won, West Ham won. So Newcastle also slipped up. Arsenal lost, City lost, Chelsea dropped points, and Newcastle scored through Callum Wilson in the opening few minutes, and Piqueta scored from a corner. Newcastle were the better team, but still, a draw was a better result. West Ham are looking a lot better. In my opinion, Newcastle have blown whatever little title chance they had. I think it was a bit of a pipe dream for them to go win the league. I know it's one of those leagues where, do you know when Leicester won the league? It's one of those leagues. Everybody's not doing great. So a team like Leicester or Newcastle, who just hits it off that year, could go win it. If they could hold it. But I think they've blown their chances, to be honest. If they beat West Ham, I think they would have had a glimmer of hope, but they've blown their chances. West Ham look way more stable, but only 1 point clear of the drop zone. So they still have a lot of work to do, but for me, I think they're way too good to go down, in my opinion. I wouldn't sack David Moyes. I think he's enough credit in the bank to give him another year, or at least till the end of the season, see how things go. They're also in the Europa League or the Europa Conference League. They're also in Europe. Let them keep going with that, man. West Ham, like, I don't think you're going to get relegated anyway, in my opinion. Nottingham Forest 1, Leeds 0. Bernard Johnson with an absolute peach of a volley, one of the goals of the weekend. Nottingham Forest looking very good. And if they haven't signed enough players as well, they've signed Andre Ayew. They don't even need him. John Joe Shelby, don't even need him. But whatever. Who am I to disagree with all the signings they made? They are 6 points clear of the drop zone. That's fair, impressive. Like, I know they signed like 24 new players, but like, that's impressive even for that. Like, we go on about Chelsea signing 5 new players and it takes time to gel. And I'm probably exaggerating saying that they signed 22 new players, but like, it must be close enough to it, man. And they're all gelling now, and they're getting some points on the board, and they got some decent draws recently as well. So yeah, Nottingham Forest, 6 points clear of the drop zone. Leeds are joint third bottom with Everton on 18 points, but they have a game in hand. Leeds fans are shitting the pants. There's a couple of Leeds fans singing Marcelo Bielsa's name. Like, that's never a good vibe. Jesse March was in trouble until they beat Liverpool. And then they thought he was a world beater, but I think Liverpool are after proving in that time that everybody can beat us, and maybe he should have sacked Jesse March when he had the chance. Maybe. But at that isolated game by itself, it looked like Leeds were on top of the world and looked like they were going to go on and kick on for the season. But in fact, it was just Liverpool being kind of shit. Do you know what I mean? And the last game then, guys, of the weekend was Spurs against Man City. Like I said, I've quit gambling. But I feel like since I quit gambling, I've called every fucking result. Like, I would have done Wolves to beat us. I would have done Spurs. and I would have done Everton. I actually would, not all on the same account, but there were 3 things I would have fancied, 3 upsets I would have fancied. Harry Kane with the goal, who goes on to beat Jimmy Greaves' record. So he's the all-time top goal scorer for Tottenham Hotspur. So Harry Kane is the all-time top goal scorer for Tottenham Hotspur. And guys, we're joined by him now. He's called in to the Cranky Pundit Studios, and I'm delighted to be joined by Harry Kane. Harry Kane, how are you? Can you hear us loud and clear?
Yes, I can hear you. I'm delighted really with my goal today.
Yeah, Harry, listen, I've only you for 30 seconds now, so just, speak a bit quicker also. You're obviously buzzing over the game. Did you think you could beat Man City today, and you were so close to joining them? What do you think about that?
Well, I was never going to sign for Manchester City because my brother's my agent. And my brother's the best agent in the world because he's a Kane. And I'm a Kane. And you're a Kane. And we're a Kane. We're all good.
All right, Harry, I'm going to have to cut you off anyway. So that was Harry Kane. He's absolutely delighted about beating Jimmy Greaves' record. So fair play, Harry Kane. So, guys, I'll give out my Gomi and Goat of the week, I suppose. Before I do you know what? Here's my Gomi. My Gomi and Goat of the week. My Gomi, Pep Guardiola. What are you doing, kid? Why are you selling João Cancelo, one of the best right backs in the world? Why? You haven't started him since the Liverpool game. He made one mistake against Liverpool. Cost you the game, fair enough. But now you've just dropped him. That's poor man management, in my opinion. A good manager should just get the best out of his players and the best out of his best players. So what are you doing? You're losing games. Arsenal lost the game. You spend all the money. You bought Haaland, pay him about fucking $750,000 a week, and no doubt there's another 5 billion in a bank account in the Cayman Islands for his dad or something. You've done all this. And you're still messing it up, and you're still selling Cancelo. You still sold Zinchenko. You still sold Jesus. And you're still losing all this kind of stuff. I don't get it, man. I don't get what's happening. You're my Gomi of the week, Pep. And do you know what? He must be annoying to work for because he's very intense. Like, Klopp seems more laid back. I wouldn't beat Klopp with that stick, but Klopp seems more laid back. That he does more of a man management, where Pep is kind of like, yes, indeed, yeah. Yeah. He's like a guy on fucking crack. Do you know what I mean? Go away from me, boy. He's scratching around you. Pep is like, yes, more than you can believe. Come on, man. Give me $1, man. Like, come on, relax, Pep. Do you know what I mean? He's too intense. So I would find that a couple of years with Pep is enough, so I can kind of see how Cancelo would get sick of him. Do you know? My goat of the week. Sorry, guys, I forgot it. Oh, yeah, Harry Kane has to get it. He's a Spurs man. They said he's one of their own. In fact, he played with Arsenal when he was a young fella, so Arsenal fans will be saying that he's a sleeper agent or something like that. So, very good for Arsenal, actually. Very good bit of business. Tottenham. All-time top goal scorer for Tottenham. They'd be lost without him. They'd be in the bottom half of the table without him because the rest of the team is shaky with a shit goalkeeper and a lot of shit, except for Son. So, Harry Kane, you're my goat of the week. Pep Guardiola, you're my Gomi. So, guys, I think I've covered all things. Thanks very much. If you want to go back and look at any more Cranky Pundit, I did a quiz with Psychic Dan on Friday, and I got 5 out of 5. See if you can get 5 out of 5. Please give my YouTube, it's just getting up off the ground, my YouTube, a like and a subscribe. And also, if you could tell a friend about it, give me a 5-star review, whatever platform you're listening to it on, and all that, guys. Thanks very much for listening. Peace and love, y'all. Peace and love.